The corn war just got personal, and Trump is not holding back. For years, the U.S. led the world in corn exports, but now, something strange is happening. American corn shipments are being rejected. Meanwhile, Canada is landing billion-dollar corn deals like it's nothing. What changed overnight? Why are countries suddenly choosing Canada's golden grain over America's top-selling crop? This isn't just about agriculture. It's about pride, power, and a political storm brewing on both sides of the border.
Look, we have farmers. I love farmers. I won 80%, 85% of the farmers, and I love them, and I'm never going to do anything to hurt our farmers.
Lately, corn has become a hot topic in America. Exports are still strong, but there's growing concern. Other countries are catching up fast. Shifts in farming, trade policy, and supply are changing the global corn landscape. For everyday shoppers, this could mean rising prices for basic foods. Despite the noise, the United States remains a corn giant. A June 2025 report from the U.S. Department of Agriculture showed that the country planned to export around 2.65 billion bushels of corn during the 2024 to 2025 season. That's the second highest goal ever. And by early June, the U.S. had already sold 98% of that amount. Demand was sky high. Back in April, corn futures jumped nearly 5% after the USDA lowered leftover stock estimates to just under 1.5 billion bushels, the lowest level seen in 3 years.
And you could also say the leisure business, etc. There are some businesses where you have a disproportionate amount of people that are the people that you're talking about.
This was good news for farmers. Higher prices meant more income. And in small towns that depend on agriculture, that extra money made a difference. But there was a flip side. As more corn went overseas, less stayed at home, and prices for cereal, chips, and even meat began to rise. Corn is also used to make ethanol fuel. So when corn prices rise, gas prices often follow. It's a delicate balance. Farmers may earn more, but feed costs and fuel expenses go up too.
My team down in Brazil, we have an office in Brasilia, it estimates the crop now over 140 million metric tons, and we had a private entity down there really put the crop at 150, which would be 20 million metric tons above USDA.
The global corn supply is tightening. The USDA expects the U.S. to produce a record 15.82 billion bushels in the 2025 to 2026 season, a 6.4% increase over last year. Still, worldwide corn stock is expected to fall by 3%, the lowest in 12 years. And if China's stock is excluded, it drops even further to the lowest point in nearly 3 decades. That's raising alarms. Food shortages, inflation, unstable supply chains. In America, it could mean more price swings for groceries and fuel. Feed prices may go up, pushing dairy and meat costs higher. Ethanol could get pricier too. Meanwhile, other countries are stepping up. Brazil, Argentina, and Ukraine are increasing corn production by about 2% this season. Brazil alone expects an 11% jump in its second corn crop. This surge in global competition puts pressure on American farmers. If other countries can sell their corn for less, buyers might skip the U.S. altogether. That means lower income for farmers and financial trouble for rural towns. Consumers may see mixed results. Some places might see lower food prices. Others might face job losses tied to fewer exports. Either way, adjustments are coming for growers and for buyers.
You've had people that have worked on farms for 20 years. It's very hard to go in there and say, you know, you're coming out. But we're going to let the farmers take responsibility. They're great people. They'll do it. They know the good and the bad.
Trump once promised 100 trade deals in his first 100 days, but none of that materialized. Instead of firm agreements, his administration sent out letters threatening tariffs. These letters rattled markets, scared off investors, and pushed down the value of the U.S. dollar. As of June 2025, no major trade deal had been signed. Negotiations were stuck. Discussions of tariffs with Japan and Portugal went nowhere. The confusion has made investors nervous. Exporters are frustrated. Without clarity, long-term planning becomes impossible. Legal experts say the tariff threat letters don't hold legal weight. They're not executive orders. Many see them as political theater, not actual policy. Other countries have started ignoring them. Canada resumed its digital tax plan. The European Union moved closer to Asia. The US risks losing ground in key industries like electric vehicles and tech. Back home, businesses are struggling. Supply chains are unpredictable. Future planning is risky. And for workers in export-heavy industries, job stability is fading.
Doing something where, in the case of good, reputable farmers, they can take responsibility for the people that they hire and let them have responsibility, because we can't put the farms out of business.
Then came April 2nd, 2025. Trump spoke about new tariffs, and the U.S. stock market tanked. In just 48 hours, $6.6 trillion in value vanished. The S&P fell 10%. NASDAQ dropped 11%. The Dow plunged more than 1,600 points. Tech, auto, and manufacturing companies were hit the hardest. The dollar dropped by 10.8%, its steepest fall in over half a century. As the dollar weakens, import prices rise. Borrowing gets more expensive. Mortgage rates, car loans, credit card bills all go up, and families feel the squeeze. Meanwhile, another hit came from north of the border. Canadian tourists are pulling back from the U.S. A 10% drop in travel could mean over $2 billion lost. In May, bookings from Canada to the U.S. were down 58% compared to the year before. Places like Disney World and Las Vegas saw fewer visitors. Restaurants, hotels, parks all felt the dip. That hurts workers too. Fewer tourists mean fewer tips and fewer shifts. Analysts say the total economic hit could reach $1 billion this summer alone. And while Americans lose visitors, Canada is keeping its people at home. A recent TD Bank survey showed that 64% of Canadians plan to vacation within Canada. Domestic flights are cheaper, car rentals are full, and Canadian cities are booming. That's bad news for border states like New York, Florida, and Michigan, places that rely on Canadian tourism. If the trend continues, as many as 50,000 hospitality jobs could be lost. Then there's the tariff storm. Trump has now sent warnings to 14 countries. Tariffs could go as high as 40% by August 1st, 25% for countries like Japan and South Korea, 40% for others like Cambodia, 50% tariffs on copper, new rules for semiconductors and medicine. Markets are on edge. This year alone, the U.S. has collected $100 billion in tariff money, but experts warn this short-term gain could backfire. Trade groups are urging caution. Small businesses are feeling the heat. One restaurant owner in Colorado says his Japanese sushi spot might close because of rising ingredient costs. Thousands of small importers are in trouble. Over half of them, about 53%, say they'll struggle to keep their supply chains going. Some are raising prices. Others are laying off workers. Community support is limited, and many business owners fear losing everything they've built. The market remains shaky. After the latest tariff threats, copper prices jumped 13%. Gold hit $3,300 per ounce as investors searched for safer ground. Some tech stocks are holding up, especially in Asia. Companies like Nvidia are still strong, but fear remains high. Retirement funds, pension plans, savings accounts all are at risk. The U.S. economy is at a crossroads. Corn exports are booming, but competition is rising. Global shortages are tightening supply, and Trump's chaotic trade policies are shaking markets. Tourism is falling. Small businesses are struggling. Major industries are losing money. And everyday families? They're caught in the middle trying to make sense of it all. What happens next depends on the choices made in the coming months. Will tariffs be rolled back? Will smarter trade deals be made? Or will the pressure keep building until something breaks? That's where things stand for now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next update.